Hey, NASDOG. You know what? We're just going to go through a few lessons here on. I'm going to talk about soybeans here in a minute. Here, let me drag this up. Okay, and charts and patterns. As a matter of fact, here, look at this. See this pattern? This is very rare, very rare. It's the same chart. It's the same chart. Okay, it's very rare. This is here. Watch this. Okay, this is where we are. This is all we're doing is we're looking at the chart. Okay, we're just looking at this chart. Okay, cattle price has been going up. All right. Okay, here we are at $1.60, $1.10. Okay, I'm making a point here. Okay, here you got the sevens here. Here you got the sevens here. This thing's heating up. Okay, now we're at 240. Okay, here we make a run up to 300. Okay, we're just talking the chart. It doesn't matter what it is. Okay, this is silver. This is anything. Okay, this is what I offer here. Okay, I have these little bells and whistles. This is CQG. It's an expensive software program. I have it dumbed down because I sell research, okay, paid research, or somehow we do business. Anyway, here you post a diamond, okay, and look at this. And then we break like a mother, like, what is it, with that Somali, a brother fucker. You break like a brother fucker, okay, and look at this. It comes right back, okay. By the way, Somalis, their average IQ is 67. So if you were to say they're a mental retard, that would be true. Okay, that would be true. Okay, so here, and now listen to this. Okay, so we have other patterns in different time frames that we're running. See those sevens in the upper right-hand corner? Okay, so here's the chart here. Let me get rid of that volume. Okay. This is where we did too. This is the same one. That other one was feeder cattle. Okay, same kind of thing though. You've been going up. We're at all-time high prices. This is all-time high. This is all-time high. This is all-time high. Well, now you can only have one high. Okay, here. This is an all-time high. Okay, so and this is how we run it. And then all of a sudden, hang on a second. What is this? This is June. Hang on a second. That might have been an expiration. No, this is February. Oh, this is legit. Yeah, this is when we went limit down. We just opened up and went limit down here. We went to an olive sell, okay, and went limit down. All right? See, so the person that sells the olive line, the Goldman Sachs olive line, the number that hurts the most amount of traders, okay, this is when they're going up here. Everybody is buying here, okay? It goes too far. Everybody's looking at new highs, okay? Look at this. I got a couple things right over here. Oh, you know what? Here, let me pull that over here. You can see the, just in case on some devices you won't see the, the end of the column here. That's why you get a hold of me, though, because they're professional services. Professional trading services, okay? This is mapped out right here. Okay, so if you say, okay, I want to sell, NASDOG, I want to sell your olive lines. Okay, you sold it here. Whatever you do with it here. Okay, we just broke, I think, what was this? Not $7. 7 times 4 is $2,800, right? And so per one lot, and look at this. Look at this. We're right back here. Now we're flashing sevens. Okay? And there was a report Friday. Okay? And so we're going to trade this. Okay? This is on cattle. All right? So we got this area up here. Okay? We finally got a down day, okay, other than the one we went limit down, okay, which is just here, the olive line, and you just go, and actually, right, where's the green? Oh, here's the green down here, because you go from the olive down to the green. See the green right here? See the olive right there? That's how you match them up, okay, and that would have been right here, okay, so then all of a sudden next day we go limit down, okay, so you missed the green, okay, but that is an algo move, okay. So if you want to learn about trading, I'll give you the methodology here. But for right now, we got some. We're getting a new floor in the office. It's going to be nice. Everything's on wheels. Anyway, so here we had this olive. We broke the pattern Friday. Okay, 7, 8, 9, boom. Okay, and so we broke a pie pattern. Okay. Now listen, you got to be careful because it's real buying, okay? Because it's real buying, and they could buy more, okay? Anything can happen. And with Trump, with the Supreme Court turning off Trump's tariff power, he goes for the one that has tariff power over the whole world, okay? It's from 1930. Now I'm going to jump to soybeans. And here you can see I have an olive line here, okay? So if you are a client, okay, these become extremes to sell, okay? This is an intraday chart, okay? It's an intraday chart, okay? Okay, look at this. See, you get one of these, okay? This is a condition, okay? So this would, if you got my service, okay, I would, you would eventually learn, okay? You'd eventually learn, but you'd still see them, okay? So they got to be of some value if they're on my screen, okay? Trust me on that. Okay, so let's go to a daily here. Okay, kind of looks like cattle, huh? What do I have here? Percent change on week to overnight data. Okay. That's you know what? Yeah, let me take that off. That's not for here. That'd be for an advanced class. Anyway, so here we hit this olive line this week. No. This was Friday. 1161 and 3/8. Okay, it is May beans. We came back down here, almost went from the olive to the green. Okay. If you wanted me to broker you that, what you would do is you would look at these charts that I send you, that I pay $1,200 a month to operate. Okay, you'd have lines like this. This is the artwork. Long-term line and 2 levels. Look at this. Here, you come up here and you hit it. If you're looking to sell beans here, you shoot up here. You make new highs right here. You hit it, and then we come down. Come up here again, okay? Now look at this. We got this purple trend line, okay? So I map it out. Here it's the high also. Here you gap over, and what happens, Listen, you got to have your order in, though, You can't watch, you can only watch so many markets, okay? But if you really study them and use my charts, I think that they can be to the advantage. So 1161, and then I think the low is what? 38, 36. So 25 cents, okay? So it'd be $1,250 a penny. 5,000 bushels is a 1 lot, okay? They do have minis. If you want to open an account or whatever. We can do it, we can do it. I think everybody needs futures access. Okay, let's go to corn here. Man, cotton. Listen, there's a lot of stuff going on here. Silver. 72.26. This is a good number. We hit it 84. Yeah. Oh goodness gracious. On a lunar week, okay, in silver. Anyway, so this is corn, okay. Right here, I put notes out here. This was the USDA, okay. So what do? We held a higher low, right? Is this where they're telling the USDA, yeah, you're full of shit. You don't have another 200 million corn. Or, to negotiate for the Chinese to buy, the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party. So this is corn here. These would be areas if you're looking to sell this rally here. Here you got some powder blues. And actually you have some old powder blues up here, okay? Actually, look at this, okay? See this high? See here? You're getting close. Here you're getting close. You make new high. Oh, okay, we were over there. Oh, okay, yeah, we were on the way down. Okay, but they still pivot. They still pivot when you get lower. Okay, so we have this. We get over here. Watch this black trend line. See right here, look 446 area. Okay, you say, well, I can't see the black on there. Yeah, it's because there's 3 or 4 things right exactly there. So that's going to be a big area. Here you got some small olive lines. Okay, if they tell us we have as much corn, these would be areas 451, 452 and a half. Round down. Just put them up at 4, and so the funds are starting to cover corn, okay? It doesn't mean they're going to cover all of it, okay? Here you got a little trend line support here. Here, this is an area of support here, okay? If you're just buying boring, okay, because you heard Paul Tudor Jones say he thought commodities were extremely inexpensive, undervalued, I paraphrase, okay? So let's look at corn on a little bit longer term. Goodness gracious. I got a Band-Aid on my on a keyboard fit. As a matter of fact, I guess that puppy can come off. Suck it up, okay? We got a war here going on. And it is the Bolsheviks. This is corn on a longer term chart here. Look at this. See, this is where we are. You know, we're not doing much here. Okay, but this was on the way down here. Okay, when we're bouncing around, and then all of a sudden, okay, this is very careful, and the funds are short. A lot. Okay? So, if you're looking to buy corn here, actually here, we'll do on the fly here. This is May corn, okay? So this would be something you would get from me, okay? And you say, well, I can do that myself. Go ahead. You know, go ahead. But if you're looking for a chart, you got a job or you got another job, okay? Or you're retired and where I give you levels where you can buy it, you pick where your risk is going to be, okay? This is 409 and a quarter, okay? 405, yeah. Okay, I would have bids at both of those prices if you're looking to buy corn, okay? If you're looking to buy corn. Or a stop underneath here. But we got olive lines down here. So in general, as a matter of fact, you might as well stay flat unless you're picking a bottom, you know, and you're speculating or betting, you know. So that's corn. Okay, this is wheat. Okay, so look at this. Okay, we made new highs for months. Okay, we're pooched right up here. As a matter of fact, let's look at this. Okay, 576 and a half. All right. So we have, here, you got a little head. Yeah, here. Okay, free lesson here today. Okay, now you say, well, I can do that. You know what? You go do it. Okay, you're going to pay, what are you going to use for your data? Well, I can use whatever. Okay, whatever. What is the data that's put in there? You know, well, they get it free too. So, you know, it's whatever. So these lines are not going to be exact because this is what I display here is the artwork that what is going to trigger these funds exactly where you can trade. And let me take this thing off. This is an algo. Here, hang on a second. What does this look like? This is an algo order study. Check it out. So this is CQG. Okay, see, this is more on the forensic accounting of futures trading. Okay, and then here's the volume. Okay, we can get rid of those algo orders and the volume. Okay, and then we get a little more real estate. So this is wheat here. We got some problems apparently in the South Sea, out in Ukraine. Okay, and Russia. Okay. And I guess dryness, it doesn't matter, okay? We're chartists, okay? But that gives us a bullish lean maybe, okay? And then with Trump's tariffs, okay, he can absolutely hose. These people have been doinking us in the rear area, okay? Like Canada to the U.S. dairy farmers. As a matter of fact, you know what? Let's go look at dairy here. Hang on a second. Okay, we're going to go look at dairy here. Let's finish up here. This is bean oil. Okay, this was another one, 48.5. I've been talking about it forever. Okay, that's how it happens. You know, I can talk about a market kind of like Canadian dollar down there, whatever it was, 68 handle something down there. Couple olive lines, longest of the history contract. Okay? When it all sets up, and you better buy it down there and hang on, close your eyes, you know, in the currencies. We're going to have those kind of moves here. So this is open interest, actually, so just it doesn't matter, but it gives you the direction, okay? So here we got, this is funds buying. No. As a matter of fact, the funds are still short bean oil. I'm amazed, okay? So anyway, but we came down here, we came to this event, okay? It looked a little bit different in a different month, okay? That'd be another reason why you would do business here. Oh, here, look at this. Okay, this was silver late in the day. Okay, this is a 3-minute. Oh, no. This is a longer term intraday chart. Okay, this is silver right here. Look at this. Goodness gracious. So that's a level here, and this was another buy level here, you know? And at the beginning of the week, we had the lunar holiday, okay, and it was right here. It was right here. When was this? The 16th? Yeah, the 13th was the Friday the 13th, and then look, okay, 72 on the 17th. Goodness gracious, that was the trade. That was the trade to buy and hold. It might not be two things right there. Hang on a second here. Okay, I got these horizontal lines. Okay, so I only had one line here. Okay, that if they're horizontal blues, I default those so I know that those can possibly be garbage. Horizontal dark blues, just for an explanation. Because CQG is the best. The best. Here's silver, by the way, right here. Okay. This was 65 when they just, this was just a full-blown panic. We went down to 65, take 65 times 2, $1.20. Okay. We topped out at $1.22. Okay. Here's gold. Actually, here's gold, what gold looks like tonight. You say, well, what do you got? What do you got as levels here in gold? Look at this sell. Look at this. I had a client, the 20th. I had one of the guys in the picture that is for me in the Dow pit. He is also in the picture. I'll just because it's a little pit picture. There's probably 8 guys in there. So this he bought it here, okay. And then this is what we did into a scenario where we got a war, okay. We got Iran, okay. We got Trump just ratted out. Because he's playing chess, and he ratted out the judges, so now they voted, right? And he found out who the 2 traitors are, and he says there's foreign influence, okay? And we know that Trump is right about everything. Just ask one of your friends what Trump is guilty of, okay? One of your libtards, okay? They'll go nuts, and they won't even talk to you, but... So that's what we have coming out, right now. These are macro conditions, okay? Tariffs can change, okay? Oh, yeah, we're going to go look at milk. As a matter of fact, here, I'll show you my inventory of charts, okay? So here's milk, but here, watch. Over here, see these folders? Not energy, equity, okay? Look over there to the left of this, what's highlighted right here, okay? Those are my charts. The Nikkei, the Hang Seng, okay? And when I was hired at Paul Tudor Jones, that was another thing he was impressed with. Because your statements are your PNS resume, right? And then what do we got there? Okay, Newsmax with Walmart. Newsmax is a new media, very nice, very nice. NVIDIA, and you can see all the way down there. Planetaire, China CCP, Nifty India, FANG stocks, what else is on there? And then UPS, all these other ones, okay? So the same charts here, and then towards the bottom here, REITs, healthcare, Argentina, okay? See down here? Okay, anyway, that's not what we want. We want to go over to dairy. I said dairy, I'm sorry. Okay, because I just heard, did dairy just rally? This is cheese. Oh, okay, we did pop here. If you're looking to buy cheese, okay, look. Let's just look at it here, okay? Okay. It's pretty cheap. If you got any kind of inflation, doesn't matter. Okay, you know what? That would be a valid trend line of mine, okay? And this one, of course. And you might even use something like this. Let's see if that plays. Oh, look at that. Okay. Okay, so I put my expertise. This is freaking milk, okay? And that's where you're going to have an order to sell. First time up. It's going to be a pivot, okay? That's all you got to do. It's not saying Alan's saying this shit's going to, going to go up, whatever, 50%, whatever. But it is giving you some educated places to make some bets here. What month is this? This is Sep cheese. Actually, you know what? That's a little too far out. What's the there's June cheese. Okay, let's look at June cheese here. Okay, this a little bit, it's like less, as a matter of fact, the red is a halfway, and I don't even know if these are right. As a matter of fact, they're not. This is old, okay, so ignore this, okay? But this, like for example here, you got a green, and you just have to, you want to sell it, and then you have a tiny stop. You have very little risk. Look at this mud. Oh, look at that. And then a Prince of 7. Okay, so you'll get that a lot in the markets where we'll go up in the high and then all of a sudden it'll turn. As a matter of fact, cattle did that. Although cattle did it like in about 2-3 bars, and last year, which was all-time high prices. Let me let's see. Let's look around here. All right, this is June. This is June class 3 milk. Okay. Look at, see these? This was when I was covering it then. Who knows what these, this is a very long-term chart, okay? So these lines, they actually still work. You know, that's the, hang on a second here. Let's take off these trend lines here. As a matter of fact, oh, here, hang on. We'll leave this one on here, T4. Okay. So, where's that other one? T5, I don't see it, okay? Maybe that's a mistake, actually. It might have been up somewhere on the top. Okay, so let's go a little bit longer term. Okay, so this is milk. Now, there is, so China's buying some milk and powdered milk, okay? And we're just talking about just cheap and, you know, and the farmers are getting, and it's goofing up the dairy farms because when you're getting a little bit for your milk, okay, you're slaughtering your cows, okay? And if you're slaughtering your cows, I don't know, whatever, however it goes, okay? And so we're just looking at something, we're going to try to make some money here. Or if you're a farmer here, I'm going to try to help you out. Let's see, what's spot? Oh, here, this is Feb cheese. Yeah, okay. So Feb cheese is getting, oh, look at this. That's right, that's right. 144 here. Hang on a second here. This is a monthly here. Hang on a second here. Because, oh, no, that was cheese I was talking about. Okay. So this is February, okay? We're coming into Feb delivery. Look at that. You see that 7 right there? Okay? So this is the type of research that you want to keep me on a consulting rate or do one-time consultings, you know? It'll be priced appropriately. You know, I'm here to help. Okay? Look at this, man. 144, what's the exact low? 144.10! You filled! Allen was 144.10 bid in front of the big order. And it happened to be the low last time. Okay? So, anyway, as a matter of fact, is this really at 140? Okay, now. We got a number down here. Oh, this is a target here. Hang on a second. Okay, this is going to turn out to be on milk. Listen, it's a thin market, okay? And if you get under here, okay, you could accelerate fast, okay? So you'd have to have sell stops in here to limit a bet here. So anyway, look at this. These are targets, okay? And it is not necessarily a buy, but it is. And then the data can change sometimes because this is the data that I pay extra for, okay? Okay, so it was... Oh, no, and then 144 is right above there. Okay. So, and then we got this, what is this low here? 139, okay? I don't know how much milk is a buck, you know, meaning from 144 to 145. Okay. So this would be milk. 1750 initial, 1600 less maintenance, okay? This means the first day, that's what they want you to put up. 20,000 pounds. And that's 0.001, okay? So from 144.0 to 144.1 is 20 bucks, okay? So to put it easy, that's from, is that $2,000? From 140 to 140? Okay, well, anyway, you figure it out. You got a, make math your friend. Holy cow, I think that's $2,000. You know, so from 144 to 154, it'd be $2,000 to one lot, okay? So if one was picking a bottom. Okay, so, and what I'm trying to do on this video is give you a macro feel, so I'll end up filing this under milk. So this would be, as a matter of fact, here, we got an orange by itself, and then, oh, okay, and then this low is mapped out, okay? So if you were trading that, okay, and you're like a gunslinger, you know, you're a young rancher, you know, and you're willing to take a bottom, you know, to buy long, okay? Man, this is only 5 cents through, okay? That's 16.55. That's $100. $120 from here to here, okay? And you got, look at this, you got 3 of these puppies down here, okay? Sell stop could go over here, okay? So what is that, $200? So from, you buy it at, say you buy it at 1662 because you want to buy it, okay? And you're like, okay, Alan's got something else there to give me courage. I got 2 levels here, okay? Okay, now look at this. Because you went down here and you bought it and you close here and all of a sudden it comes down the next day and it's going to challenge you, okay? So, but you have a sell stop down here. As a matter of fact, under 1650, that's probably a big strike price, okay? Just if you're picking a bottom right here and you want to do that. Yeah, listen, you can put it lower, but I'm going to have lower areas here in milk. This is in the June. But I'm thinking that this thing is, because if China bought, and I forget the other reason here domestically. Oh, because of the RFK. As a matter of fact, there's a picture of RFK, man. That guy, try to emulate looking like him. He looks great. I believe he's 71 years old and can do 10 pull-ups, boys. Can you imagine, kids? Anyway, so that's milk. We're going to call this a wrap. If you need anything, in anything, okay? NVIDIA, whatever, Planetar. Oh, some of these stocks have just got beat up, and they're like 80%, they're super fast breaks, which is the way it happens, okay? And then all of a sudden, then I'm just saying, the week longs, people that were over leveraged, and then it goes deeper, and then it goes deeper, and the whole thing could be over in whatever, 4 to 6 weeks, okay? So, and you'll get 50% moves. Then email me, or we'll see about how we're going to distribute this. And all right, have a nice day. ARP@NASDOG.com, where you get the best dope, which is information, on the markets. Thanks for watching.